Hello and welcome to my face mask workshop. And you are?
I'm Caroline.
Hi Caroline. So have you had any face masks before today?
Only shop bought one, so treated myself to the odd beauty shop one.
Yeah, okay. So when you actually purchase a face mask from a shop, for instance, what kind do you normally buy?
Either a peel off or a sheet mask.
Okay, so the peel off one, what do they actually do for your skin?
I like the way that the peels are off, and any loose pores or skin that I've got tends to come off with it.
Okay, so do you ever look to see what kind of skin type they're for?
Occasionally.
Okay, so do you know what your skin type actually is?
It's dry.
Okay, great. Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a natural skin mask.
Perfect.
And it's made from all natural ingredients. So it's just to show that you can actually make a face mask at home with ingredients that you've got in your own cupboard.
Store cupboard items.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all these ingredients here that we've got here, so we'll be making a pineapple, oat and honey face mask. So your pineapple, you can buy that fresh. Just chop a few chunks up. Put it through a blender, and then it'll end up like in that consistency if you just want to take a look there. And it smells really nice as well.
Oh, smelling, yes.
So oats, if you want to have a look at that one there. So in there we've got porridge oats that I've also put through a blender.
I was going to ask if they've been blended.
Yes, they can actually be used without a blender if you haven't got a blender.
Yeah.
With the pineapple, you can just chop it up really, really fine with a knife on a chopping board.
Okay.
And then the oats, you can actually use the oats as it is.
Yeah.
You know, I know it'll be a bit lumpy, but it'll still have the same action.
Okay.
But it's just a little bit easier to mix together in powdered form. Honey, obviously honey, that's absolutely, you know, just as it is really. We've got all these different types of jars and squirty honey. So that's that. So the pineapple, that's really good for exfoliating, taking off dead skin cells, so really good for dry skin.
Okay.
The oats is really, really soothing and calming, has a calming thing, and it can actually also be used as an exfoliant. The honey, that is antibacterial, and it's also a humectant. So humectant actually means that it draws in moisture to something.
Okay.
So you've heard of things like hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
Hyaluronic acid gel, that actually draws in moisture to the skin, so therefore it can plump it up and make it nice and moist. Okay, so just bear with me. So if you just want to turn to page 2, so you've got a little booklet there. So if you just want to turn to page 2 and just have a look at that chart there. So on the chart, you'll see in the first column, you've got skin types. Just lost my chart, here we go. So obviously there's normal skin, dry, oily, combination, sensitive, aging and mature. Okay, so for normal skin, it's quite balanced actually when you look at it, and nice even tone, very similar to the model that we've got here. And then dry skin, just like yourself, you've got flaky, dull and a tight feeling.
That's right.
Oily skin, we've got a shiny sort of glow to it because it's very oily. The oil is laying on the top of the skin, so it's shiny and large pores and breakouts. Combination, you get an oily T-zone with dry cheeks. Sensitive skin, you can get patches of redness and irritation, and it reacts easily to any products, you know, that you can use.
Okay.
Aging and mature, so we've obviously got fine lines and loss of firmness, and we've got a few wrinkles there as well. So in order to deal with all those different ones, we've got lots of ingredients, if you see in list number 3. So for normal skin, you can use a yogurt, honey, oats, cucumber, pineapple, world's your oyster really. You can use lots of different ingredients for normal skin.
Okay.
For yourself, dry skin, avocado is really good because it contains a lot of natural fats. So it brings a lot of hydration and moisture back into your skin, along with banana, olive oil. Honey also really good for dry skin as well because it's a humectant and it brings the moisture in. And pineapple helps to slow off those gentle then dead skin cells just to make it a more even tone. Okay. And pineapple is a really, really gentle way of doing that, of exfoliating. Without going into too much detail, you can actually see from the chart for the oily combination, sensitive and aging, and all the different types of mixtures that you can have. Okay. What I'd advise is, because you've got about 4 different ingredients for each one, just choose 1, 2 or 3 ingredients maximum. Yeah. You can use them standalone. Let's say, for instance, just the pineapple. If you just wanted to use just the pineapple, it will just have that exfoliating thing, you know, just to exfoliate. So your mask would just be for exfoliating. Okay. So and you can also have just a honey one as well. You just want to bring some moisture back in. You probably got a bit of breakout going on, and the honey helps to calm that down and any irritation, and it helps to stabilise the bacteria on the face as well. Or you can just use oats. Oats is really good for an exfoliator as well. So you could just mix that up and just have that on its own, and then put it on your face. When that starts to dry off a little bit, you can just pat it with a little bit of water, just a few droplets of water on your face, and then start to massage it into your skin after it's just sat on your face for 5 minutes, and then rinse it off, and it'll be used as an exfoliator. So all of those ingredients there are fantastic on their own. But they're even better all mixed together. You'll have a fantastic face mask there.
Brilliant.
Okay, have you got any questions up to now?
No, nothing to ask at the moment.
No? Okay, no. Quite happy with all them ingredients?
I am.
I think you're quite looking forward to getting hands on, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, really important thing to do before you start a face mask. Make sure the face is nice and clean. It's been washed or cleansed. Same with your hands. Make sure they've been cleaned and probably sanitised with a sanitizer. Sanitizer is really good even after you've washed your hands because it'll kill those last bacterial things, and we don't want to get more bacteria onto the face. Okay, so really important as well, always do a patch test. So you can mix an ingredient up, make sure that you're not allergic to it or it's going to cause a breakout or irritation, inflammation, and just pop a little bit at the back of your ear here. Okay. Leave it on for the amount of time that you would leave the mask on for, between 5 and 10 minutes. If there's no reaction, you're absolutely fine with that ingredient.
Perfect.
If it does break out, you don't use the ingredient. Okay, so I'll just go through you. I'm going to just pass you the model here. So I'll just pass her over. Thank you. So whilst you're just checking the model and her skin type, what sort of skin type would you say that she has?
Very dry.
Yeah, okay, so this is absolutely ideal. This mask is for your person there.
Yeah.
So with tools, tissues, have a box of tissues handy. We've got a couple of little dishes here, a spoon for measuring out your ingredients, and a mask brush. If you haven't got a mask brush, you can use a cosmetic brush, or you can just use your fingers. So we've got all your tools ready. You've also got a jug of water there, just in case you need to add a little bit of water to your mix. There's a bowl of water over there with your removal pads for afterwards. Okay, so if you want to start getting mixing, so just put 1 teaspoon of each ingredient into your mixing bowl.
Would you recommend putting the dry ingredient first?
It doesn't really matter. You just do whatever you feel.
Is that a bit too much?
Quite possibly, yeah. The thing is, if you're never sure, you can put a bit more pineapple in for definite. If you want to I'll hold this for you so you can scoop it all up, look. There we go. There we go. So if you want to give it all a good mix.
Well, that mixes up nice.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're not happy with it, you can add a bit more of another ingredient. So if you feel as though it needs a little bit more honey or a few more oats just to thicken it up a bit, or you need some more pineapple.
Is the quantity enough then?
Yes, I would say so. Normally, a heaped teaspoon altogether is good for a whole face mask.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're ready for applying, what I'd suggest is scoop a little bit of mask up onto your brush. Start at the temple and then scoop round. That's great. And then
avoiding the lips.
Yeah, avoid the lip area, avoid the nostrils, and also avoid the eyes. How does that feel going on?
Feels nice. You can feel the exfoliating ingredients on it.
Yeah.
The properties. Avoiding the nose.
Yeah, if you just want to go scoop straight up in between the eyes there, that's great. And then just across the top of the forehead. Avoiding the hairline, of course. We don't want to get it into the hair.
That's just enough ingredients.
Okay, so the recommended time to leave that on for is 5 to 10 minutes and no longer, especially if it's got pineapple in, because pineapple actually contains a substance called bromelain, and bromelain is a substance which is naturally occurring, and it helps to eat up any proteins and helps to slow off any dead skin cells. So it can become quite an irritant if you're leaving it on for too long. Okay, so now it's been on for 5 minutes. You can just take your so we'll just move your paperwork to one side for a moment. So if you just bring your dish towards you at the side of your client. Okay, so same again, give it a nice good swoop round. Okay. You can actually, once you've swooped round, you can actually turn your sponge over. Okay, and then just rinse both of your sponges out now. So you've got a little bit of product there. Give them a good squeeze. When you're doing the nose, if you just do one side of the nose and then the other, because you'll probably notice that the person won't be able to breathe if you're squashing both of the sides of the nose at the same time. You'll notice that they'll open the mouth to breathe. So if you just do one side of the nose at a time, that's great. Lovely. So you're happy with that?
Yes, that was very nice to do.
Okay, so once you've finished a mask, you can then add a toner or a flower water of your choice, and then a moisturiser just to finish off. During the treatment, I mean, you can actually play some nice music, probably pop a couple of cucumber slices on you if you're in the bath or something like that. You can have this already mixed in your little bowl at the side of you. And sometimes you can pop a little bit of gauze on or pop a flannel over the top of your face just to stop the face mask from drying out too quickly as well, so it'll have action for a little bit longer.
Perfect.
Okay, so have you got any other questions at all?
On your ingredient list it says yoghurt. Why would you add yoghurt into it?
Yogurt's actually got a substance called lactic acid, which is also a exfoliant, so it helps to lift any dead skin cells. Yeah. Anything else that you can think of on there that you might want to ask?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay, so recommended time to have a face mask. You can probably use a face mask each week. And sometimes you can actually use, they've got 3 different ingredients. Let's say, for instance, you've got combination skin. You can actually use the just the oats, mix an oat mask up on its own with some water, and then put that on the cheeks, because that's the bit that needs the moisture.
Okay.
Whereas your T-zone doesn't. So you can actually mix up your kaolin, which is a clay, and that you can mix that up with a little bit of water as standalone, and just use that on the T-zone, which would be across the top of the forehead, down the nose and inside the nose, and then on the chin. So the T-zone could be just that sort of, you know, the kaolin mask, and the rest of it would be the moisturising. So you can mix things up. Or if you find that at different times of year your skin will slightly change from summer to winter, you can just use whatever you feel on your list. It'll tell you, you know, if you just want to add a bit of moisture, start having your moisture masks. If it's producing too much, you're getting too humid, you need to zap some moisture out, you can use your clay masks.
Okay, is there a best time to put the mask on? Is it in the morning or in the evening when you don't put makeup on afterwards?
Yeah, you can do it in the evening. Like I say, it's something that's nice and relaxing as well. So yeah, you can do that in the evening. Let's say you've just had a shower after you've come in from work, and then you think, right, I'm just going to put myself a nice face mask on now. Play some nice music and relax for 10 minutes. Or if you're going in the bath, you can do it then. Or you can just make it a weekly Saturday morning routine, whichever fits in with you, really.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So, so what do you think you've learnt today?
I've learnt that you can use normal household store cupboard items,
Yeah.
and make a face mask to suit any skin.
Yeah.
And how easy it is to apply and clean off, and the results are amazing.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Well, I think we'll call that a day then, Caroline. And I'd just like to thank you very much for coming to this workshop today, and I'm really glad you found it useful.
Thank you.
So you've got some sheets there to take home with you, with your recipes on, and all your chart for lots of other different face masks that you can use.
Very good. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much.
I'm panicking, thinking she's talking too much. I've got to make my face mask up. I'm not really